Anyone can captain a ship in calm waters, but when the Antarctic ice crushes your ship, the food runs out and death is circling, leadership gets real. This was Shackleton's predicament when he proved something that modern leaders still struggle to grasp. So if you're leading in a crisis, whether that's a storm at home, a career shift, or just dealing with your own doubts, then this is the greatest leadership story ever told, and it's one you need to hear. So just over a century ago, Sir Ernest Shackleton and 26 men were trapped for 9 months aboard the Endurance before it was crushed and sank beneath the Antarctic ice. Stranded on drifting floes for another 5 months, sleeping without ground sheets directly on the ice and living on the edge of starvation, Shackleton led his crew across this frozen wasteland. Then he navigated 800 miles in a 20-foot wooden open boat, more basic than the simplest fishing vessel you can imagine, through the most dangerous seas on Earth. With winds circling the globe and no land to break its force, these seas generate 100-foot waves, which is why the US Navy calls it the most tempestuous body of water in the world. When Shackleton finally reached the whaling outpost, dying of thirst and starvation, he still had to cross an uncharted glacial mountain range before his men were saved. I highly recommend Alfred Lansing's Endurance if you want the full story, link in the comments. Now, because the most likely outcome at every stage was that all 27 men would perish, yet against all odds every single one survived, many call Shackleton the greatest leader in history. So how did he do it? Well, Shackleton lived by 2 mantras. The first was his family motto: by endurance we conquer. And it's true, we often get trapped in the fantasy that we control our destiny through action. But life, as I'm sure you've learned, has other ideas. Because trials and tragedies come for everyone. And in those seasons, Shackleton offers us a second mantra, one sentence that captures the leadership philosophy of a man who faced death every day for 2 years. Optimism is true moral courage. Because anyone can captain a ship in calm waters, but in the darkness of despair, when hope is gone, that's when you discover how much you can truly endure. So how do you stay optimistic when fear, that great mind killer, gnaws at you? When all about you are losing their heads, as Kipling puts it, and there is nothing left in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Well, here's a powerful practice I've found. Repeat this phrase like a mantra. I believe something wonderful is happening for me today. Now, affirmations may sound far-fetched, but here's 2 things that convinced me otherwise. First, when I began this, miracles started showing up in my life with startling speed, and too many to feel like a coincidence. And second, regardless of the outcome, this one phrase, I believe wonderful things are happening for me today, reliably shifts me from tense and closed to relaxed, open, and buoyant immediately. That alone makes me and you feel better, and you're better to be around as a partner, friend, and leader. So try it. Just repeat, I believe wonderful things are happening for me today, and let it play like a screensaver in your mind, particularly first thing in the morning and last thing at night. This one sentence cultivates resilience, faith, courage, and optimism, as well as making you receptive to wonderful things that may want to flow to you and through you. So, as Shackleton reminds us, optimism is true moral courage. Re-engineering your architecture to stay open, optimistic, and opportunity ready, well, that's the work of leadership and of life. So I encourage you to generate your own data, experiment for a week, and see what happens. What do you think? How do you endure fear and stay optimistic? I'd love to hear in the comments. And if this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe, and send this to someone who might benefit from hearing it. Thank you.